Hey everybody, welcome back into Occupy Democrats, and I hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend. I'm going to keep this breaking story very short, simple, and to the point. We are in serious trouble when it comes to our top police force, that'd be the FBI, thanks to Donald Trump. And if you'd like to see him gone as much as I would, subscribe to the channel. But in this breaking story, he said this about Kash Patel here.
Our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Starting at the FBI. Kash, wherever you may be, good luck. Kash, thank you.
And yet the reality is, Kash is a child and wants to have all the credit for everything and be in the shiny spotlight. This.
Shut up and let the professionals do their job. Director Patel again sparked mass confusion by incorrectly claiming on social media that the shooter was in custody, which he then had to walk back with another social media post. Mr. Patel was so anxious to take credit for finding Mr. Kirk's assassin that he violated one of the basics of effective law enforcement.
But people who actually know what the job takes make these comments.
So in talking about Kash Patel and his selection for FBI director, hair on fire.
It's not merely because he has a hit list.
We've got to come up with a way to get another pick.
It's that he is completely incapable of carrying out the very serious duties of the FBI.
And what's going on behind closed doors are realities like this when it comes to what Kash is doing in honor of Donald Trump.
In fact, according to former acting FBI Director Brian Driscoll, in a lawsuit filed last week, Director Patel made this very plain, telling Driscoll personally, quote, that his own job depended on the removal of agents who worked on the cases against the president, end quote. And even though he knew, quote, the nature of summary findings were likely illegal.
And if you don't think people get drunk with power who have no skill set or resume, this comment should sum it up for you.
Our FBI director, Kash Patel, took the FBI plane to see his girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins, sing the national anthem at a wrestling match.
So in this breaking story, getting right to it, Kash Patel and his deputy director, Dan Bongino, are in massive trouble after this report has just hit the news right here.
What a clown. FBI's own dossier breaks down Kash Patel team as in over their heads. President Trump's FBI director is described as an insecure poser in a report compiled by both active duty and retired agents. President Donald Trump's embattled FBI director Kash Patel has received a scathing assessment of his first 6 months in office from some of his own employees. A report prepared by a group of active duty and retired agents and analysts blasted his leadership as dismal and warned that the FBI has become all effed up in a rudderless ship under his guidance. Sources describe Patel in particular as insecure and in over his head, with neither the breadth of experience nor the bearing an FBI director needs to be successful. The report, which comes just days after Trump was forced to deny rumors that he's planning to fire Patel, calls the FBI director out for undermining the investigation into right-wing activist Charlie Kirk's killing by sharing too much information too soon and losing it during a Senate committee hearing in September. Patel is described by sources as fixated on his personal image, in one case allegedly ordering polygraph tests in a bid to root out FBI personnel who had criticized him. An even more embarrassing scene is described in Utah in the aftermath of Kirk's killing, when Patel is said to have refused to disembark from an FBI jet until agents hunted down a medium-sized raid jacket for him and removed their own SWAT patches to decorate his loaner jacket. Patel apparently did not have his own FBI raid jacket with him and refused to step from the plane without wearing one, the report's authors said. Patel did not make a positive impression on FBI personnel during that visit, according to the dossier, which quotes one source saying both Patel and his deputy director, Dan Bongino, need to stop talking, stop posing, and just be professional. They were both accused of spending too much time on social media and public relations and being too often concerned with building their own personal resumes. Sources also described Bongino as something of a clown and said they strongly believed that neither Bongino nor Patel had the experience to effectively deal with top-tier threats facing the country. The 115-page dossier drew on information provided by 24 sources nationwide who remained anonymous out of fear of professional retribution. It was prepared for the ranking members of the House and Senate Judiciary Committees and will be presented to them this week, according to New York Post columnist Miranda Devine, who received an advance copy of the report. Devine hosts the MAGA-friendly podcast Podforce One, featuring members of Trump's administration and inner circle. That the report was leaked to her specifically suggests it was designed to inflict maximum damage on Patel and Bongino. The report's authors noted that their pulse check of the FBI under Patel was never supposed to be a hit piece, but anecdotal reporting from FBI personnel skewed 80 to 20 negative. The Daily Beast has reached out to the FBI for comment. Patel has not yet commented publicly on the report, but Bongino seemed to allude to it in a post on X. "A lot of people are very upset at the changes and reforms we've made at the FBI," he wrote. "They will do anything to revert to the old ways of doing things. So they leak gossipy nonsense to media outlets and journalists with a clear agenda, and they ignore the historic results and significant reforms we instituted." The dossier was clearly not the work of a bunch of MAGA foes, however. Under the Biden administration, the same group, which calls itself the Alliance, issued reports complaining about DEI initiatives and blasting the politicization of the FBI. The authors also registered strong and persistent objection within the agency to Trump's pardoning of about 1,500 defendants who participated in the deadly attack on the Capitol on January 6, 2021, and wrote that sources were upset that the FBI had compiled lists of the agency personnel who worked on those cases. They warned of anger and resentment over the Trump administration's policy of forcing FBI agents to help with immigration raids. Briefing on the missions has been incomplete and confusing as best, chaotic at worst, according to the report, leading to agents finding themselves in tactically unsafe positions.
Genuinely, nothing else to say. It's a clown car show. Abbott and Costello, Keystone Cops, whatever you want to call it, it makes no difference. They have no business being in these positions, and our men and women out there in the field, of which may be one of your children or a sibling or a parent, they're in serious danger because these two idiots, thanks to Donald Trump, have no idea what they're doing. Like and share the video. You guys stay frosty.